The great cathedrals of 18th-century Germany still stand, their walls carrying the echoes of voices long gone. History remembers the names we were taught to hear: Bach, Handel, the architects of sacred sound. But deep within the archives of these same churches, another story waits. Manuscripts, carefully written, quietly preserved, reveal something unexpected. 5 women composing sacred music of remarkable depth, precision, and daring. Their works were rarely published, their voices were seldom acknowledged, and yet their music endured. In 2025, as long-forgotten manuscripts began to surface from cathedral archives and court collections, a clearer picture emerged, not of a missing chapter, but of a story we had never fully heard. This is that story, the hidden voices who changed sacred music forever. Getting here certainly wasn't easy. Among these forgotten voices, one stands at the center of power. Maria Antonia Walpurgis was not hidden in a convent, nor confined to the margins of society. She lived at the heart of the Saxon court in Dresden, surrounded by influence, intellect, and expectation. Daughter of emperors, wife of an elector, she moved within one of the most powerful courts in Europe. But titles alone do not explain her significance, because Maria Antonia Walpurgis was not simply a patron of the arts. She was a composer, and not a casual one. Her music reveals a mind deeply engaged with the language of her time, counterpoint, structure, and harmonic tension woven with precision and care. She wrote with confidence, in a world that did not expect her to write at all. At the Dresden court, sacred and secular styles often overlapped, and Walpurgis used that space to experiment. Her writing moves with a boldness that feels almost operatic, rich in color, expressive in gesture, and unafraid of chromatic tension. She did not abandon tradition, she expanded it. In an era shaped by Enlightenment thought, she stood as both artist and intellect, engaging not only with music, but with the ideas that shaped it. And unlike so many others, her position allowed her voice to be heard. But even here, at the center of power, her story was never meant to stand alone. Because beyond the courts of Dresden, other voices were writing, in places far less visible, but no less profound. Christiane Wichmann Schröter was one of them. Working within the intellectual circles of Weimar, she stood at the intersection of music and thought, where composition became conversation. Schröter is best known for her songs, settings that reflect the early shaping of what would become the German Lied. But these were not simple melodies. They were carefully constructed expressions, where text and music moved together, with clarity, restraint, and purpose. Not spectacle, but precision. Not power, but influence. If Walpurgis expanded music from within authority, Schröter helped refine it from within the mind. Her work placed her among some of the most important literary and artistic figures of her time, shaping a musical language that would echo far beyond her own voice. And yet, even this influence, so carefully crafted, would not carry her name forward. Because the history we inherited was not always the history that was written. Some voices shaped the music of their time, others ensured it would survive. Anna Amalia, Duchess of Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach, belongs to the second. As a Duchess of Weimar, she carried both cultural responsibility and intellectual ambition, not only to participate in music, but to protect it. Trained in composition and performance, Anna Amalia wrote with clarity and discipline, grounded in the traditions of the Baroque, yet shaped by the emerging sensibilities of a new era. But her greatest influence was not found in a single work. It was found in what she preserved. Through her efforts, manuscripts were collected, safeguarded, and studied, creating a musical archive that would outlive her and inform generations to come. Where others composed within the moment, Anna Amalia composed for the future. She understood something many did not, that music, once lost, cannot be recovered, but music preserved can shape centuries. And yet, even preservation has its limits. Because beyond the libraries of Weimar, there were composers whose brilliance would not be safeguarded, but nearly forgotten. And then there were those who did not simply influence music and did not merely preserve it, they mastered it. Marianna Martines emerged in Vienna at the very center of musical innovation, a place where the greatest composers of the age lived, studied, and competed. She was not on the outside of that world looking in, she stood within it. Trained in keyboard, voice, and composition, her work reveals a level of technical command that places her alongside the finest musicians of her time. Her sacred compositions are not tentative or experimental. They are confident, structured, and fully realized. In her masses and motets, we hear a composer who understood the architecture of music at its highest level, weaving counterpoint and clarity into something both intellectual and deeply expressive. She studied in the same circles as Haydn, and her music was known to Mozart, not as a curiosity, but as a peer. This was not a hidden voice. This was a recognized mind. And yet, over time, recognition faded while the names around her grew larger. What remains in her music is undeniable: precision, brilliance, and authority. If others expanded the tradition and others protected it, Marianna Martines proved that she could stand within it and equal it. And yet, the story does not end with power, or expression, or preservation, or even mastery. Because in Berlin, another voice was quietly shaping what would endure. Princess Amalie of Prussia did not stand at the center of public acclaim, and she did not seek it. Instead, she turned inward, toward study, toward discipline, toward the sacred tradition itself. A student of Kirnberger, and through him, a direct heir to the teachings of Bach, she absorbed a musical language that was already beginning to fade from prominence. But where others moved forward, she chose to hold fast. Her work reflects a deep reverence for structure, for counterpoint, for the theological weight carried within sacred music. This was not innovation for its own sake. This was preservation through understanding. Through her compositions and her collection of manuscripts, she became a guardian of a tradition that might otherwise have been lost. And in that quiet devotion, her voice joins the others, not louder, not more visible, but no less essential. Together, these women did not simply contribute to sacred music, they shaped it, sustained it, and, in ways history is only now beginning to recognize, they ensured that it would endure.